get this thing situated here. I hope everyone is having a great week. It is Thursday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 Mountain, 6 Central, 7 Eastern, and so that means Barb is live on YouTube. So if you are here watching, let me know. Give me a thumbs up or comment or something. I'm going to see if I can bring this up on my iPad. We'll see if I had the same problem I had last week. Good grief. Hopefully I don't. Hello, Martha. Thank you for joining me. Myra and Barb, thank you, ladies, so much. Let's just see if I can get into my YouTube again. I was able to yesterday. I did a live for our new product launch party, and I was able to just go right in there. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to jump through any hoops or anything. So I'm hoping that this thing lets me do this. Ooh, I think it might. Yay, it's working. And I didn't even do anything. So I think there was just something screwy going on last week. Okay, is this gonna work now? Oh, I think it is. Yay. All right. So you guys are here. I am here. How does that work? Oh, what is this? Technology, I tell you, is just the biggest pain in the rear end. There is nothing worse than technology. Oh my gosh. And now, what is happening? Now it's not working again. So I can't see the comments. I have like some ads in the side of my iPad here. And so I don't know what to do. It was working for 5 seconds. And it did not want to work anymore. And so now it's not. Oh, I think I might have just made it work. If I can just put it in its little holder spot without touching anything, or yay, it's working. That's exciting. Okay. I see a lot of you guys are on here. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you were getting notified from YouTube. I know we talked about this a few weeks ago about how a lot of you are subscribed to my channel and you were getting notifications when I would go live, and then all of a sudden you were no longer getting notifications. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes YouTube just changes things, and when they change things, there's nothing the rest of us can do about it. We just have to deal with it. So if you are not subscribed to my channel, you should be. And there should be a little subscribe button, maybe not during the live, but after the live is over, there should be a little subscribe button right down. Let me just think here. Where would it be? I think it would be right here on the screen, if I'm remembering correctly. And if you click on that, then you can subscribe to my channel. And then there's should be like a little bell notification right next to that also. And then you can click on that. And then YouTube is supposed to send you notifications when I am live. So sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. We will see. I'm trying to see on my iPad if I pointed in the right corner. Because I think that my stuff is, I did. Yay. Okay, good. Craziness. All right. So anything exciting happening with everyone? I've done everything and nothing works. Ugh, Diana, I am so sorry. I don't know what to tell you. It is so frustrating when technology does not work. And I swear it's every single day that some technology thing does not work. It's so frustrating. My husband is very, very untechy. He's probably the least techie person I know. And he has to work on a computer at work. You know, that's part of his job. He has to do computer work. And he just gets so frustrated when things do not work. And then he can't think. He just loses his mind. And it does, Diana. It totally does. And yesterday when he went to work, their system had gone through an update and his computer didn't work. So he didn't have a computer his entire shift. He did not have a computer. His computer did not work. And he just, oh my gosh, he just loses his mind. And he's not one of those people that has any desire to learn anything new about technology. He gets so frustrated. In fact, I had to buy him a new computer at Christmas. because the one that he was using was my old laptop, and I got rid of it because it sucked. Excuse my French. But, and so he said, oh, I'll just take it. I don't need a new one. I can take your old one. I'm like, it's a piece of junk. Are you sure? Yeah, that's fine. Well, it was super slow, and I would hear him up there yelling at it all the time. And he didn't know how to fix anything. Like something would pop up and he'd be like, Barb. And I have to go up there and help him because he does not have any idea how to do anything. So he'll call me from work sometimes and say, okay, I'm in this spreadsheet and I don't know what to do. So I'll have to like walk him through. And I'm no tech genius. Believe you me, I am not anywhere close to a tech genius. I know just enough to be dangerous, as they say. And I know just enough to do what I need to do. Not much else. Not much else. So, anyways, let's see. I'm trying to think if anything exciting happened after I was live last week. And no, because my son came over. I told you guys about that. So that was fun. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. I'm still getting ready to go to Disney. I have been taking a little time every day to do some research so that I can be prepared for, all the different things there are to do there. Because, I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do, not just within, say, Magic Kingdom, but, there's resorts and there's Disney Springs and there's lots of other things. And so I'm trying to do a little research to figure out where we want to go, when we want to go there, and how we're going to get there. So anyways, it's kind of been fun actually checking it all out. So there. I got a little package in the mail today. I don't know if one of you guys sent this to me or not. I know I did not order it. It came from Amazon, and it is chafing gel. And I have used this before, and I have a little tube of it that's almost gone. So whoever sent this to me, thank you so much. I kind of wonder if whoever sent it to me because we've been talking the last couple of weeks about undermelon perspiration, if you will. And I don't know if whoever sent me this because of that, or not. But it is amazing stuff, and I will be taking it with me. But I did find something that actually is really working really well for me. I found some bra liners on Amazon, and I have put the link in the description of this video in case anyone's interested. They are just like little fabric pieces. They're long and slender, and they just go underneath your melons, and your bra holds them in place, and they're super comfortable. Because I work out every day, as I told you guys. I do the senior shape fitness videos on YouTube, and so I do have a little perspiration under the melons every time I get done, and it's really bugs me, and it's icky, and I hate it. But these bra liners are washable, so they're not disposable. I kind of wanted to get disposable ones, but it is what it is. And they're super comfy, and they're like nude colored. So if you were wearing like a light colored shirt, nobody would even know you had it on. And so that is going to be my thing that I'm going to use, along with probably some baby powder or something like that. But yeah, so thank you guys for all your suggestions. I appreciate it so much. And yay. Somebody asked me where we're staying in Disney. They are putting us up at the Grand Floridian. So I've never been there before, but I've heard it's kind of bougie. And so that's kind of exciting. So I have done a little research on what's around there, and it sounds like we can walk to the Magic Kingdom from there. We can take a friendship boat. We could take the monorail to get over to the Magic Kingdom. So there's a lot of options of how to get there. You can also take the monorail and I don't know if you take the boat. You can take the monorail to Epcot. We're not doing Epcot. We got 2 passes, and so we opted to go to the Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. So those are the 2 places that we're going to go for sure. And then we're going to do some resort hopping with the Skyliner, which I heard is very, very cool. So I'm excited, and my daughter's getting excited, and so it should be a lot of fun, because her and I, now that she's a lot older, not that we weren't friends before, but when your kid is a kid, you can't really be their friend. You need to be their parent. You know what I mean? But now that she's an adult, I can enjoy her company as a friend now, and not be, concerned about what's going on and having to tell her what to do and reprimands and all that kind of stuff. It's a friendship now. So it's really fun. So anyways, that is all. Oh, Tanya said they've stayed there before. So, and she said it's nice. So yay, that's awesome. So thank you guys. This, Diana, it is the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip that is earned by about less than 1% of demonstrators worldwide. And so we do have to earn it. And that's my disclaimer. I have to say that it's only earned by less than 1% of the people in the world, because it's not a super simple thing to do. It takes a lot of work. Anyways, and yes, she is a drinking age. So she can drink if she wants to. I have not had a drop of alcohol since I had my gallbladder surgery last June, and I'm actually a little concerned about if it's going to affect me weird. You know what I mean? Because sometimes foods, even still, most of the time everything's fine. I haven't had much trouble with anything, but I found that soda does not really agree with me that much, so I had to quit drinking soda, which it's not a big deal. I haven't drank soda now for over a year, or for almost a year. Judy says it did not affect her. Okay, well, because we don't drink here in my house. We're just not drinking people. And when I go on trips, sometimes I might have a drink or two, but I'm not really a drinker. And so there are some like foofy drinks that I have seen that look kind of fun. You know what I mean? But I'm a little scared to drink them because I don't know if they're going to do anything to me. So Judy said they haven't affected her. So thank you, Judy. I appreciate that. Mary says it didn't bother her either. Okay, maybe it doesn't bother people, and maybe I'm just worried for nothing. So, because I would like to have some foo-foo drinks. I mean, I do enjoy a good, like mango frozen something or other. You know what I mean? I'm not like a shot gal. I don't like slam tequila or something like that, but I do like foofy, beachy kind of drinks, and so we'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know when I get back from there if I actually indulged and if it worked out for me. We'll see. All right. Let's see. Tanya said she still has trouble if she eats creamy and fried at the same time. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I can suffer from that a little bit myself. So I do have to be a little bit mindful of what I'm doing. So yeah, I totally get that. Diana said it doesn't bother me. Try it at home first. I know, and that's the thing. I just like, I don't really feel like trying it at home first because usually it makes me tired. And if I'm just sitting here, then I'll get tired. So, and Noreen says you can get them without, and I know that you can, Noreen, I do know that you can get virgin drinks, and that is definitely an option. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys posted. Okay, I think I am going to flip the camera around and we can do a little chit-chatting about some things that are happening. I'm sure you've all heard about the fantastic special that's starting tomorrow. I guess maybe it's not really a special, but if you're familiar with, we did change our Stampin' Rewards program, and so now all orders of $20 or more earn Stampin' Rewards. And so tomorrow is double Stampin' Rewards Day, tomorrow and Saturday, in honor of National Scrapbook Day, which is Saturday. Stampin' Up! Is offering double Stampin' Rewards on Friday and Saturday for all orders. The only thing that doesn't count is existing Paper Pumpkin subscriptions. That's the only thing that doesn't count. So there you go. Let's see. Sonia said soda or alcohol I'm guessing you said does not bother me at all, Sonia? I think that's what you mean. Okay, well, that's good to know, you guys, because I've been kind of worried about that just a little bit. Not that I have to be, drinking, but sometimes it's just kind of fun to have one or two. Oh, one of my team members is on here, Lori. Hello, Lori. Lori is a guest stamper for us in the new product launch party. So you guys will be seeing Lori's fantastic creation in just a couple of days. Or no, tomorrow. Tomorrow Lori's creation will post. So that's very exciting. Okay, so I forgot to print a graphic talking about the double Stampin' Rewards, but just pretend that my hands are double Stampin' Rewards. Woohoo! There you go. Okay, so in the month of May, my gift with purchase is, this is for any order of any size that's placed in my online store. I have the florals in bloom, and it is it is the bundle that is going to be, I keep getting these things confused. It's in the catalog. Oh, I have another one of my team members on here watching. Hello, Vicky. So this is one of the new catalog suites, and this is really fun. So I think it is. Yes, it is. And so you'll get this PDF file with any purchase. Also, if your order is over $50, you will also get this, which is just a collection of the different online exclusives that are going to be, not online exclusives. It was called Free Choice. Anything that was new we could do for our global tutorial, and you'll also get that with $50 or more. As we did talk about, Oh, Kim says she's missed 2 days of the launch. Kim, that's totally fine because everything stays in the group. It never goes away. As long as Facebook allows us to keep that group going, the stuff will be there forever. So you really haven't missed anything. I mean, unless you prefer watching things live, but it just kind of depends on your schedule too. We do try to stagger the lives so that they're not all at the same time. You know what I mean? And so we do try to do that because we understand people have to work and whatnot. But you haven't missed hardly anything because everything will stay in the group and we've got lots more to share. So Stampin' Rewards program. I do want to mention one little thing about this. If you guys have been ordering online and you have not placed an order in the online store since April 15th, when you go to the online store to place an order and you have to log in to your account, you are going to get a pop-up that's going to pop up and it's going to ask you if you want to opt into the rewards program. And I know when you see things that say opt in, that's a little daunting and a little freaky, but that's just their terminology for earning Stampin' Rewards and having them go into your little bank account in your Stampin' Up account, and then you can earn them and use them. So you have to say yes, that you want to opt into the Stampin' Rewards program in order to start earning Stampin' Rewards. Let's see. Tanya says, I have missed them too. Where do we go? Tanya, it's in our Facebook group. It's the 2025 April new launch party. And if you just search that in Facebook, you'll find it. And if you're already in the group, great. If you're not, then I have been sending out frequent emails to anybody who has registered and paid for the event, but has not yet joined the group. So check your spam folders if you haven't gotten anything from me yet, because I have been going every few days. I've been sending out an email to people. So some people have probably gotten like 4 or 5 emails from me and they're still not in the group. So definitely check your spam and junk folders. Okay. Here's my rewards when you order from me. Like I said, any size order gets my first PDF. $50 or more gets my second PDF and my first PDF. $35 or more gets you into the Stamp Happy party, the monthly Stamp Happy party, which is next Wednesday night. Normally it's going to be the second Wednesday of every month, but because we're going to be in Disney, we can't do it that day. So we're doing it next Wednesday, which I believe is May 7th. And if you have ordered from me, I should have sent you the link. If not, I will get the link to you. If you're a Stamp Happy Academy member, you can find that link under the Stamp Happy Party tab on the website. Okay. So there we go. Oh, no. Free shipping's over. That was from last week. I think it was, who knows when it was. Anyways, my new product shares is still going on. I'm still taking registrations for that. So you're going to get a sampling of all the designer series papers, with the online exclusives and catalog products, the ribbons, the gems, all that good stuff. And so you can register with the link in the description of this video. I'm taking registrations through May 5th. Then I have to cut it off and then I'm going to order on May 6th when the catalog goes live. My In Color Club, you may have heard that the color cloud cover is not going to be available in a standard size ink pad. Okay. They have discovered that the ink and the foam in the pad kind of have a little reaction and that causes the color to shift. And so they are not going to sell the pad. However, we have a solution. You can buy a cloud cover ink refill because there's nothing wrong with the ink. And you can buy one of our Stamp and Spot packages. There's 5 in a package. And these are linen covered felt pads. And so there is no reaction with the cloud cover ink and the linen covered felt pad. So you can buy a cloud cover refill and you can ink it into one of these Stamp and Spots. Now, somebody has asked, I have heard this question, why can you just go ahead and buy the cloud cover ink refill and put it into the blank white Stampin' Craft pad? No, you could, but it's the same type of pad as these. It is a foam pad, and so your color could shift, and then it will not be the same color anymore. And so, yeah, so that's kind of a bummer, but thankfully we still have a way to use our cloud cover and use it in an ink pad. There will also be a set of Stampin' Spots in the big catalog. If I remember right, I want to say it's on page 83, but do not quote me on that because I could totally be wrong. And there's a set of 5 colors and cloud cover is one of them. So you could buy that if you don't want to make your own pad. So while it is a bummer, thankfully we have a solution. So for my In Color Club, that's basically what's going to happen. I'm going to give you one of those little spots and you're going to get the ink refill because that's part of the Color Club. And then you can make your own cloud cover spot. Okay. So rather than give you, and then you'll get to choose whatever color ink pad you want to replace the cloud cover. So if you want to get Petunia Pop instead of cloud cover, that's totally fine. So all the details for my product shares and my color club are in the description of this video. We just talked about the launch party. So any of you that have not registered for this, you're missing out because it is absolutely amazing. We are having so much fun. We have prize patrols every single day. We have at least one video every day, whether it is a live or a pre-recorded video. We're going to have gallery updates. We've got 2 card challenges and mystery stamping that will all have prizes. What else do we have? We're going to have product spotlight videos. And we're going to play bingo if you order a make and take packet. So the launch party is a registration fee. And then if you want to get the make and take packet, that is another charge. And if you do buy the make and take packet, you can play bingo. You don't have to buy a make and take packet to watch bingo. So anybody who's in the group can watch the bingo. As we've talked about before, May 1st starts our brand new pricing with Stamp Happy Academy. So all charges going forward for Stamp Happy Academy is one flat fee, $20 a month. That gets you our 3 live classes every month, which I will be live on Saturday. It also gets you our monthly Stamp Happy Party. And then we're going to have a quarterly bingo also. And then we have our monthly PDF class. So it's a great, great resource for you. There are tons of PDFs already on the site, as well as live classes, and you will not be sorry if you join Stamp Happy Academy. And again, we talked about the party that's coming up next week. Ooh, the Everyday Arches class. We are just about getting towards being sold out. We only have a few left. And the Arches bundle, from what I understand now, is going to be back in stock hopefully sometime next week. So if you ordered the bundle with your kit, we should be able to get those in pretty quickly and get those out for you. All right, this was last month's stuff. My VIP Facebook group, I am still running that. So if you'd like to join it, there is a link in the description of the video here, and that would be awesome. Okay, so moving on. My first project, I'm going to be using some new product. I'm going to be using the Pretty Florals stamp set and the dies. And I'm going to be using the Impressions of Bloom for some sentiments. Okay, so these are both brand new. This is going to be an online exclusive bundle of products. It's going to be releasing on May 6th. This is going to be in the annual catalog, also releasing on May 6th. Okay. What else do we have in here? We have some paper. And we also are going to be using a new set of embossing folders. We are actually using these embossing folders in our make and take packets for the launch party. And they are pretty cute. Here they are. And so on this particular card, you can see I have already done the little floral pattern here. Lots of fun with that. So that's one of the folders. It's a little partial folder, which I like the partial folders, but I also wish that I could get this in a full folder. You know what I mean? So I wish I could have both. Maybe they'll do that someday. Who knows? And yeah, we'll see. Okay, so we're using the folders. I've already got that done. This is a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Coastal Cabana. And then this is a full card base Coastal Cabana 5 by 8 1/2. These are called Glass and Gardens embossing folders, if you are wondering. Okay. So then we are going to do a little stamping. This is a scrap piece here that I'm going to do a little stamping on. Need a scrap paper. And so I've got some stamps here and some ink. These are my ink colors. Oh, Tanya said the classic spots are on page 33. Thank you so much. So here's my colors: Strawberry Slush, black, even though it says white, it's not really white, it's black. Pretty in Pink, and Coastal Cabana. This is a memento pad. For those of you that are unaware, this is when you order the white craft pad, it comes empty, and then it comes with a refill, and then you ink it up yourself. Well, because I like a foam pad for stamping, I decided to fill mine up with memento, and it's been working out very, very well for me. So we're going to pull that memento in here, and we're going to take, this is the little like stem piece that is in the little stamp set, the Pretty Floral stamp set, and we're going to stamp that right here. All right, and then we are going to bring in our Strawberry Slush. And in this stamp set, there are 2 sets of flowers, and they're 2-step stamping. So you have the detailed pieces and then the bold pieces, and then you have this little guy here. And then there are dies that cut out all these things. So that's pretty fun. So we are going to bring in the detailed stamp, and we're going to ink that up in the Strawberry Slush. And we're going to stamp that on our scratch paper. right there. Well, I shouldn't say scratch paper. That is a scrap of white. Whoops, I don't need that. I need my pretty in pink. And then I have the bold stamp here. And actually, I'm going to take my tape. And I like to use a piece of Scotch tape on bold stamps before I actually ink them up, because it helps to remove a bunch of the bits. Like there could be dust bits or something, and that can be kind of annoying. All right, so let's see. So what I'm looking for here is, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. Well, let me stamp it on this scratch paper and I will show you what we're looking for. So you can see right down here, there's this little V at the bottom of this flower. There's a little kind of V over here, and there's a little V right here. That is what we are looking for to line up in this little V right here, this little V over here, and this little V right here. So that actually is very helpful in helping you line these things up. You know what? I did not pull my hair back. I knew something was wrong. I was like, something's going on here that's not right. And like, hair is falling in my face. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm looking, I can see those little points through my block, and I am just looking to line those up. And then this is what we get. Whoops, super cute. Love the little detail that detailed image gives the stamp. It's really cute. Okay, so then we would die cut those. And this is what they come out like. So this is what the leafy piece looks like. And then your flowers, you can see it gives you this little kind of top piece, so you have something to put your glue on. And then you can glue these little guys down to your leaves. And so that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to add a little bit of glue. You can see this is a scrap. I am not above using scraps, as you can tell. So I'm going to take my glue, and I'm just going to add a little glue at the top of these little nubs here. And then I'm going to add my flowers to them. And then we will have our little focal point. And we'll, is that, oh, what? I screwed up. This is the medium-sized one. Medium-sized one goes here. At least it does in my world. It might not in everyone's world, but that's where it goes for me. And then the large one goes here at the top. Stuck on my finger. Okay, so let me just put that off to the side here. And then we're going to bring in this little layer here. This is a layer of white, and I already forgot what it measures. I think it's 1 3/4 by 4. Yes, this is 1 3/4 by 4, and then I have a piece of strawberry slush that is 2 by 4. So these are going to actually get layered together. But before we layer them together, I wanted to stamp some sentiments. And like I said, we're using sentiments out of the, what's it called again? Impressions of Bloom. So I have the little thanks word here. I've got the Coastal Cabana ink, and I'm just going to stamp thanks right there. And is that's crooked. Whoa. We have another side, so we can try that one more time. How crooked was it? It needs to go up a little bit. Okay. Here we go again. We're going to try this one more time. That's better. And then the other little phrase, so this says thanks, and then it says for being there is on this other little stamp, and that's going to go right below our thanks. There we go. And then I'm going to add this. Oh, I know what you're saying, Rose. I do know what you're saying, and I kind of got addicted to these little stickers when Stampin' Up! Sold them many, many moons ago. And I really don't like stamping without them. And I have looked across the interwebs to try to find these window clings. I thought surely somebody makes them, and I cannot find them. Okay, so we've got that done. Now we can bring in our little floral piece, and we're going to use some dimensionals to add this to the card here. And I think my stamping is still crooked. Dang, that's annoying. It is what it is. I'm old and I can't see, and it just is what it is. Okay, so we are going to add this layer to our embossed layer. How did I get glue there? All right, so I'm going to do it above center, Judy says I am definitely not old. I feel kind of old, Judy. My knee is going out. My eyes are failing. I don't know. It's getting rough out here. No, I shouldn't say that because it's not that bad. But I feel like I'm probably going to have a knee replacement here at some point because it's starting to bother me a lot. And I'm actually getting a little concerned because, you know, when you go to Disney World, you do a lot of walking. And so I am slightly concerned that my knee is going to give me some trouble and I'm not going to be able to do as many things as I would like to do. So I'm hopeful, but we'll see. All right, so we have our layer on there. We have our flowers on there. Then I decided to bring in some of our, what is this called? Vanilla and black checked ribbon. And I tied myself a cute little bow out of it. And I'm going to add a cute little bow here. Oh, we need to get a glue dot though. So we'll press our glue dot. And I was just going to stick this right here, right below my words. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and add this to our card base. And when we do have an embossed piece of cardstock, I do definitely like to use liquid glue, even if I was using seal or something like that for the rest of my card. I do like to use liquid glue on that embossed stuff. I just feel like it really helps it stick. But I just really like that folder. It's just very delicate, and the detail in it is really, really cool. It's just, I really, really, really like it. So, okay, so let's get that. Thank you so much. Whoops. Put my glue dots away so that I can find them later when it's time to use glue dots again, right? And I have another card that is exactly like this, but I did it in some different colors for a swap. And so I thought I'd share that with you too. But first I need to add some gems. And I don't know. This is definitely a girl card, so I'm going to go with the bling. Joan says age is a state of mind. That is also true, Joan. All right, so we've got some bling here. Oh, what are these called? These are the adhesive backed sparkle gems. They are black, gold, and clear. And I just kind of thought maybe some black ones, and I'm just very gently setting them down. How did you get off my sheet? Because I don't know if this is where I want them to stay or not. So I'm just very gently setting them down. And then we will see what we end up wanting to do here. I don't know. I kind of like that. I'm not upset about that at all. I think I'm going to leave that. So I'll go ahead and press them down. Diane is wondering if it's tomorrow and Saturday for double rewards. Yes, May 2nd and May 3rd. So it should start just after midnight tonight, and then it will end at midnight on Saturday night. Thank you, Francie. She says she likes how often I use non-traditional colors for leaves. I don't care anymore. You know what I mean? Some people get so hung up on that. And I mean, if you're one of those people, no shade, but I just don't. I feel like it doesn't really matter. Just like when I color animals or people or something like that. Maybe not people, but when I color animals, I mean, if I need an otter to be purple, then that otter is going to be purple if that's what's going on with the card. It just is what it is. Okay, so then on the inside, I have stamped another sentiment out of that same set. And I wish my handwriting was this nice, honestly. I mean, that's just some fantastic looking handwriting. So we've got, thanks for being there. I appreciate you. And then I used the other set of flowers that's in that same stamp set with the same leaves, but I used the other set of flowers and did the two-tone stamping there. So there you go. I don't have the zipper stamp set, Diana. It's just one of those things, you know, a person just cannot have everything. I want to have everything, and I wish I had, you know, unlimited hours every single day where all I had to do was craft. You know, I wish I didn't have to do paperwork, and I wish I didn't have to do computer work, and I wish I didn't have to do laundry. And I wish my husband didn't want to eat 3 times a day. He's so annoying. Just kidding. I don't mind cooking for him. But anyways, I do think it's super cute though. It's definitely something that it was on like my list. You know, I always make a list of what I want, but then there's also the list of what I'm actually going to get, you know, and they're not the same list, obviously. So it's on my list, but now with the new catalog coming out, there's so many other things. And so I'm just not sure. Let's see. Nancy says, put it in the suggestion box and ask your peeps to do the same. I want the mini guillotine and a block for the small photopolymer stamps. The mini guillotine trimmer, even though this is a Stampin' Up! Branded trimmer, I do have one of these trimmers linked in my description of this video. It looks exactly the same. It's on Amazon, and when this one dies on me, I will be getting a new one because I cannot live without this tiny little mini tabletop trimmer. Yeah, I can't live without this thing. It is definitely a staple in my arsenal, and I actually had purchased 3. I got 3 of them when they were Celebration. They came out for Celebration a number of years ago. And as demonstrators, we can always order the, gift for joining before Celebration goes live. So I did order one. And then, yes, Nancy, it's on Amazon. And there is a link in the description of this video that says mini trimmer or something like that. And then after they got done with Celebration, they offered them up to demonstrators to purchase, and I purchased 2 more. Well, this is my last one. Maybe I'm hard on them or something. I don't know, but I can't live without it. Okay, I was going to share with you. This is my other card that I did. So I used the other embossing folder that's in that same little set of folders. Let me kind of give this a little shimmer, a little move around here so you can kind of see the detail of it. And then I used Cloud Cover and Secret Sea. And then I used Peach Pie and Timid Tiger. And so basically it's the same card, but then it's not the same card, right? So anyways, I hope you guys liked that. I thought it was pretty cute. And thank you. Okay. I've got another card here, and this one uses, what are we using here? I've got a few different things. I wanted to use these border dies because I have had these for a while, and I've only made 1 card so far with them. And it is right here. So I used the little heart dies and then the die that I'm going to be using today to make this card. So it's this little die right here. These are fun. They also have a coordinating stamp set. I did not get the stamp set. Sometimes I do that. It just depends. But I didn't feel like I needed the stamp set, so I just got the dies. And so like I said, this is a card that I made a while ago. And I used the hearts and then this little, I don't know what kind of border you'd call that. Almost want to call like rickrack, but that's not really it. Anyway, and then I'm going to make a card today using this same die because this is one of my favorites in the set. And I am also using the Sharing Loving Crafting stamp set because I really think this little sentiment here is super cute. And I love that it goes in a punch, right? And then I also used this little flower out of the Choose Happy stamp set, which is fun. And then for the inside, I pulled in the Thinking of You out of the With You in Mind stamp set. So this is kind of a hodgepodge of stuff, but I hope you like it. Okay, let me pull out. Oh, I need a Blackberry Bliss card base. So bear with me while I cut this. Okay, so this is Blackberry Bliss 8.5 by 5.5. And of course, I'm folding it in half. And then I'm going to burnish that. So what we want to do is we want to take the die and we want to place it. You want to open up your card. Now this die will go through your machine like this, but you have to be careful. Okay. So you have to center it, but you want to center it about 1 3/4 inches from the fold line. So you could use some grid paper to figure out where your die needs to go. So you want to put your fold line on some grid paper, and then you want to go up. That's 1 inch. That's 1.5 inches. Or wait a second. Yeah, that's right. That's 1 inch. So you want to go up somewhere around here, like 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 inches, somewhere in there. And you want to put it so that the die, am I doing this right? No. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah. So you want to put it like this. So it's kind of, the humps are kind of going like this, and here's your score line. So you're going to put it at about 1 3/4 inch above. And then I used some Post-it tape to make it stay down because I don't want it to move when it goes through my machine. And you can see I centered it from side to side, so there's equal distance of the die hanging off. And then when I stuck it into my machine, I was very careful that I lined it up, and it'll go through. It'll go through. But you definitely cannot put your die on like this and have this hanging off, because this will not go through your machine like this. It's a little too, I think it's a little too wide. Or actually, no, it wouldn't make any difference. It would be fine, but it's better if you do it like this. It's easier to look at it when you're throwing it through. So anyways, you run it through, and then you're going to end up with a piece that looks like this. Okay. And then you're going to have this excess piece. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take that excess piece and you're going to come in with your die once again. And you're going to cut it off so you have, I don't know, 1.25 inches maybe. It's not that crucial that this is exactly the measurement that I'm telling you. Either if it's 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches, 1.75 inches, whatever, it's going to be fine. So then we're going to have these two pieces, okay? And we also need another 1/4 sheet of cardstock. This is, again, Blackberry Bliss. This is 4.25 by 5.5. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to end up putting that on the inside of the card, and we're going to glue it to the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of lay it here so that I can get, so it's in the card, because I'm going to use this as a guide. Because now I have a piece of fantastic paper. This paper is one of my favorites, and it is out of the Celebratory Sips Designer Series paper. We're going to move that out of the way for just a moment. And this is some fun paper. So this goes with the Celebratory Sips bundle, which is the kind of drinking bundle, if you will. And I have found that these little splotches are perfect for using your die. So you can take this little cup and you can stamp it on any of these, or this larger cup, and then you can die cut them. And then like the coloring for the beverage is already done for you, which is really cool. And then you have the back side of this, which is this kind of cloud cover stars, I guess. But honestly, this is the paper I'm going to be using on that side. And then there's this really cute, delicate floral pattern with the, I think that's Timid Tiger on the back. Another one of those. And then we have this fun strawberry slush polka dots with more little pieces on the back. When you can fussy cut these out if you want, which is kind of fun. We've got some Secret Sea here, and then all kinds of fruits and veggies and whatnot. And then we have this little piece here that's some Blackberry Bliss with some little, I guess they're little flowers. More little drinks that you can cut out with the dies. And then this paper. This is like my favorite. There is something about Blackberry Bliss and like Mossy Meadow that just gets me every single time. So I love this piece of paper. And the back of that is just a nice kind of olive print. And I think that's it. So such fun paper. You don't have to use it with the Cheers and Sips dies. It's one of those papers that can be, used for lots of things. And so we're going to use it on this card here. So I have a little chunk here that is, what is this? 2 by 5.5. And we are going to, Rose says she can't wait to get her paper share. I can't wait to get it to you, Rose. So I'm going to glue this down so that it's going to be like between these two pieces, if that's making any sense at all. So I'm going to glue this down to my little layer of Blackberry Bliss that I'm going to end up gluing on the inside. Okay, so let's get that positioned. So we'll put it about right here. Okay. And then we're going to glue this down. My glue is getting close to the end. So it's giving me the business, as the beaver would say. Okay. You guys probably remember, a lot of you probably remember that show, Leave It to Beaver. And that was one of their sayings, that people were always giving them the business. I always thought that was kind of funny. Okay, and then I'm going to put this on the other end of this. So, and we'll just line that up with the edge. And then glue that down. And then we have our piece glued on the inside. Now, I think I might have to trim it just a little bit. It's Blackberry Bliss, so it's kind of hard to see. But I think I'm going to. So I'm just going to slide that in here, and my little piece is, yeah. So whenever you have a piece that's like the exact same size and you're sticking it on the inside of your card, you do have to kind of, trim that off sometimes. Did I get the bottom? Is the bottom all right? Yeah, the bottom is fine. Okay, and I think I had too many layers there because I had my first 2 layers, and I'm just barely trying to cut that off. And then this, because I did not cut that straight, having all those layers in the way. Okay, now we've got all these little shreds off. Now you can see why I can't live without this thing, right? It's amazing. Okay, so we have that done. We need a scratch paper. Here we go with our scratch paper. And I'm going to bring in that little stamp that I told you out of the Sharing, Loving, Crafting. And I'm going to ink that up in some Granny Apple Green, because there is some Granny Apple Green in the paper. And so I thought that would be kind of fun if this was Granny Apple Green. So we'll just stamp that. And then I'm going to bring in a 1 3/4 inch circle punch to punch that out. And in case you guys haven't noticed, in the new catalog, if you have a copy of it, we are going to start selling a 1 7/8 inch punch. And I could not be happier about that. Oh, what the heck happened there? I think I was too close to the edge. Hold on. Because we're going to do that again. Because now we're going to have a 1 3/4, a 1 7/8, and a 2. And so that's going to make for some super fun layering. Look at me getting heavy-handed with the ink. All right, this should be a lot easier. Yes. I'll tell you what happened. I was so close to the edge of my paper that there's something weird about punches, and I've noticed this in other punches too. If you're too close to the edge, the punch, for somehow it gets like bogged down and held up. You need to get a little bit farther in from the actual edge, and then you'll get a lot better punch. So, because here's my first one, you can see it just kind of tore the edge of that. And then when I moved it over, it was a lot better. So just keep that in mind. That's something that doesn't happen every single time, but it just did. All right. So then I'm going to bring in a strip of white. This is about a 1/2 inch by the length, doesn't really matter. But we are going to stamp this again. But we're going to stamp it in Blackberry Bliss this time. And we're going to try just to get the word brighten. So that way we can kind of pick the word brighten and kind of brighten it and separate it from the rest of the stuff here. So dang, I can't really see. Hopefully I'm getting it on the... Is it straight? Oh, wow. What do you know about that? It was. It was like all of a sudden I couldn't see very well. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Okay. So I do need to kind of cut that straight, first of all. There. And then I'm just going to do my little flagging of the end here, where you go straight in the middle, and then you come in from each corner. And then I'm going to snip this off about the same distance. And we'll do the same thing. Actually, I don't think that's quite the same distance. I think that's a lot longer. Okay, and then we'll come in, same thing. There we go. And then we can just glue that right on top of this word here. And then that's just one way to kind of, jazz up your sentiments a little bit. Okay. Then I also took some Pretty in Pink and I punched a 2-inch circle out of that. So now you can see what I was talking about when we've got our 1 3/4, and then we'll bring in a 1 7/8. And how much fun is that going to be to take up a little more space in there, and you can get more colors and layer them. Yay! Okay, do I want to put dimensionals? I think I do. I think we will add a dimensional to the top and the bottom of this. And then we're going to kind of just guess here and make sure, we hope that we're centered. I think that's pretty good. And then I'm going to end up sticking that on the front here. But I thought it would be kind of fun to bring in some ribbon and do like a little zigzaggy thing behind it. And I am really, really, really loving this new ribbon. This is our gold mesh ribbon, gold striped mesh. I think is it a 1/2 inch? 3/8 of an inch. And it's just very shiny and sparkly, and it's just, it's really nice. It ties really nicely, and I'm really, really enjoying it. And so I thought I would do the little loop-de-loop thing here on the back of that. And now you guys have probably, those of you that have watched me for a while know I'm fairly anal about this kind of stuff, and I can't just wing it. So I'm going to tape it because that's what you do when you're fairly anal about stuff. Okay, so let's snip that off. And we'll snip this end also. And then we can kind of figure out where we want to put this in relation to everything else. So I think it's going to be something along those lines. So I'm going to bring in some tape and I'm going to tape it down. Oh, I got a piece of tape in my mouth, just like that. And then I can just go ahead and glue my little circle on top of it. And we'll just do it something like that. Yes. Okay. And then I needed some gems, and I found these. These are on the last chance list, but they're still available. They are discounted 20%. And I thought these tiny little gold gems would be just perfect on this card. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, here's a little straggler right here. And I'm just going to do right over my circle. Just kind of go around the circle a little bit. Just a little something like that. And then for the inside, that's where I brought in that little flower from the Choose Happy. I stamped that a few times in the corner and colored it with Pretty in Pink, Granny Apple Green, and then the centers are the Blackberry Bliss. And then I pulled in that Thinking of You stamp from the With You in Mind set. I just thought it was all kind of very whimsical, and I just thought it was really cute. So that's why I went with that. Because there wasn't any stamps in that Sharing Loving Crafting, you know, that I felt would look really good here on the inside. So I decided to just wing it with something else. But I thought it worked out pretty good. It is cute. Okay. So there we go. Burnish that down so it'll stay closed. Move all this stuff out of the way. I've only got 2 projects tonight again, guys. I have just been so crazy busy with this kickoff or launch party that we've been doing. It's been so much fun, but it is a lot of work for all of us. So I've got this card and then my other card that I had right there. So we've got these 2 cards and this little spare just because, you know, it's cute for you tonight. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am going to be posting one of these on Instagram in the next couple of days. I'm not sure which one. I always try to get both of the cards that I make or all the cards that I make on Instagram, but it's just one of those things. It's just one more thing a person has to do. You know what I mean? So it might just be one of them. Maybe I'll go with this one since I have it done in the 2 colors, but maybe I'll try to get them both. We'll see. I'll try. So thank you guys so much for watching. Tune in next week. I will be live next week. And then the following week, I will not be live because I will be in Disney World. So that would be the, I think, 15th of May. I will not be live. So I'll let you guys know again next week, not to look for me that following week, but I will be live next week. And then I will see you guys here in a week. So I hope you guys have a great week. Happy new catalog day. And don't forget about tomorrow's double Stampin' Rewards. I would love it if you would order from me if you don't currently work with a demonstrator. I would love to work with you. So my shopping website is shoppingwithbarb.com. Pretty easy to remember. And that will take you right to my Stampin' Up! Store. And then, like I said, if it's the first time you're ordering since the 15th of April, you're going to get a little pop-up. Definitely look at that. Pay attention to what it says. And then opt yourself into the Stampin' Rewards program so that you can start earning free goodies with your rewards. All right, guys, have a great week. And I will see you, well, I'll probably see some of you on Saturday because I'll be doing a Stamp Happy Live. If you're a Stamp Happy Academy member, check me out on Saturday. I'm going to be loading up the link and the dimensions of everything tomorrow morning. So you can get that there. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye, everybody.